Alright, so before I start this video, I just wanted to briefly show that OnePlus did send out a fix right as I was recording this video, because some people were talking about this 911 issue, and even though it doesn't affect me, I still wanted to let you know that the update is out. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So reviewing the OnePlus 5 has actually been pretty easy. Probably because I like OnePlus devices, and this is probably their cream of the crop right now. Everything with this device has been pleasing for the last 2 weeks. I will give you another update at about 3 weeks to a month, but for now, this has been good. I think the thing that I've used the most with this is probably the cameras. I'm not so much worried about the software, you know, how it performs, because it's pretty much a stock experience, and it's going to run really good. There's no getting around it. Having 8 gigs of RAM, you're going to always have tons of RAM left in the memory. So at any given time, I've got lots and lots of free memory. So this is a good thing. So 8 gigs, some phones come with 4 gigs, and they only have about less than 2 available. This one comes with 8, and it has just under 6. Now it has, as you can see, there's a lot of things using up a little bit of a memory, but I still have almost 6 gigs available. You know, at one point, this is the 8 gig version, by the way. I do have a 6 gig version, but at one point or another, we have to decide whether or not we're going to make phones with 6 gigs minimum when it comes to a so-called flagship. And I'll give credit where credit is due. OnePlus has kind of set the standard, and a lot of people are not following suit in the US. They're sticking with the 4 gigs of RAM and coupling it with the Snapdragon 835. And basically what they're telling us is we're going to give you what we want to give you, and we're going to charge you a premium price. And there's nothing you can do about it. So that's kind of what we're getting. And OnePlus decided, well, we're going to pack as many specs in here as possible, and we're going to give them some premium hardware. We're going to give them some premium software. We're going to give them a great overall Android experience, and that's what they've accomplished. In my other OnePlus reviews of devices, I didn't have, but in all of them probably before I got the device, I didn't speak too highly of it, but having each device, you know, the OnePlus 3T is a keeper. I think that if you have the OnePlus 3T, just don't upgrade to this if you don't have to, because 6 gigs of RAM is more than enough to power a device, and with that, I normally have about 3, almost 4 gigs available, and every user is going to be different, so keep that in mind. But with this phone right here, I have about 100 apps or 110, something like that, no more than 110 apps, and at any given time, I obviously don't have 110 apps running. But again, ever since that initial first impressions video I did at the 7-day mark, where I had a little freeze, that has not happened since. So, you know, I don't know, maybe, I don't know what was going on in the background. I had a rogue app for a second. I don't know, but the fact is, the phone performs great. I'm not going to sit on camera and tell you that it's a slouch. And I think it's because it has the Snapdragon 835 and the 8 gigs of RAM. Cameras are good on here. Video footage comes out really solid, and depending on the lighting, it's not very good at low light video. Like if I shoot a video right here where I'm sitting and recording it, the footage won't come out like other devices will. You know, it won't clear it up enough. It won't make it bright enough. But that's okay. That's something that you have to deal with. OnePlus said these cameras were the best on the market, or basically their top dog, pretty much. They're just saying our camera's going to give you the best photos, and why would they talk down on their own product? These cameras have proven to be very good. The front camera, not so much. I don't think there's very many phones that are touching HTC's front cameras on the U Ultra and the U11 right now. But in any case, these rear cameras are actually really good, and they're matching several other phones and beating out several other phones that cost more. With the price point of $480 and $540, you're getting a heck of a lot. I mean, you are getting a 1080p display, but I guess I'm kind of over that because it is an AMOLED display, so it works. You know, you've got pretty good battery life. I try to keep a dark wallpaper on here, but for the most part, it only has a 3300 milliamp hour battery, and I say only because it has 8 gigs of RAM and a Snapdragon 835. I need something to push that, to hold it up. Those things do drain battery. Having a lot of things in memory drains battery. You know, the processor is going to drain the battery. But the plus side of that is that you're only pushing a 1080p display, and so you're getting that balance. So, you know, I'm not able to get more than, you know, 7 hours of screen on time with this device. People who say they got that, they're not, I don't think they're using it in like regular usage. Like they're leaving the house, going about their day, spending their day out. And if they are getting that, they're not getting a full day on a single charge like me. I'm getting a full day on a single charge, but I'm only getting just at 6 or a little over 6 hours of screen on time. But I'm able to make it into the next day in most cases. People who say I got 10 hours of screen on time, if it's not a Moto Z Play or some other phone that has a big battery with just optimized, great. I just, you know, I take it for face value. That's just my opinion about that. But this phone, battery life, I wish it was a little bit longer. I'm not gonna say better because it is good. I just wish it was a little bit longer. And I'm impressed overall with the OnePlus 5. I mean, this is an easy phone to review. You know, it's just one of those phones that, you know, nothing's really going wrong with it. But that could play against it as well. There's also nothing exciting about this phone. You just want a stellar performer with the latest specs, minus the Quad HD display, which you technically don't need. Get a OnePlus 5 or a OnePlus 3T. You know, get whichever one. I keep a case on here because the back of this phone, you know, it's slippier than you would think, man. I mean, it's not a phone that is going to give you any grip. So I keep different cases on it. I have several cases for it, and I keep them on. And, you know, that's just how I rock with it. These cases are really thin. I've got a tempered glass on here. There's just nothing I could do to damage the phone at the moment with mild drops and things like that. Now, I talked about the tempered glass in the initial video, and it's good. You know, it's no problems with it. But yeah, there's the OnePlus 5. It is a better purchase than some other phones out there. But at the same time, there's nothing special about the OnePlus 5 to make it a better purchase than some other quote-unquote mid-range or pocket-friendly devices. I.e., you have phones like the Moto G5 Plus. You have what's some phones that cost a lot less? You've got the Sony lineup that perform just as well. Yeah, they don't have 8 gigs of RAM. None of those phones have 8 gigs of RAM, but they still perform just like this one. So that's what I mean. Even though this phone has 8 gigs of RAM, you know, there's nothing about it that's going to make me say, oh yeah, must buy over $199 phone. You know what I mean? Like the Stylo 3, as a matter of fact, that's a phone with a bigger screen, 1080p display, and you get some functionality with it. You get a stylus. These are just examples. I'm not saying this is a bad purchase. I definitely would recommend this device after having it for a couple of weeks. However, it is $540 for this model, and it's $480 for the other one. So you gotta ask yourself, is the average consumer actually willing to spend that much money on a device? When in fact most average consumers don't. They're doing this financing thing now, or they're buying prepaid. Prepaid is bigger than what you guys think, man. I'm telling you. But you know, nonetheless, live unlocked if you can, and OnePlus 5 is a way to live unlocked. So, you know, I don't really have anything bad to say about this phone. It's a great performer. The cameras are good. The screen is nice. The speaker is ridiculous. It's crazy how loud this speaker is. And the battery is good. I'm getting 6 hours of screen on time, making it through a full day. You know, the accessories are nice. It's a nice combination to go with it. I like it, man. I like it overall. I don't really have a complaint about it at this point, you know, because I've matched it against other phones, and it stands up for itself very well. There's just not much bad to say about this phone, if anything. No SD card, no waterproofing, no wireless charging, all of which are not a requirement for me. But when you think about it, they are charging a premium price. I mean, $540, that's a pretty premium price, and $480. But it's just that it's undercutting the competition, because the competition is still charging $900, $700, you know the drill. So it's your man Jay Will, just a quick follow-up video, 2 weeks in with the OnePlus 5. Still great, it's getting better, it's performing like a champ. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.